Good evening. I'm Brian O'Connor, Chairman of the Water Pollution Control Authority. It is Monday, August 26, 2024 at 7:03, and I'm calling this meeting to order. Please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Aurelia, if you don't mind.
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the WPCA meeting held on May 30th, 2024.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of May 30th, 2024.
Do we have a second? Mr. Chairman, I second. Thank you. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? So moved. Next is the report of the town engineer. Mr. Casey, if you don't mind, please give us a brief overview of the 3 action items on today's agenda.
First item is just give a quick overview of the Army Engine Plant project. As you may recall, there's a town pump station on the property of the Army Engine Plant. The Army Engine Plant has since been sold to a private developer, and the pump station is, basically in the middle of some of the area he wants to redevelop. So he's proposing that the pump station be moved, and in order to do that, you have to provide a new gravity sewer that gets to the pump station. That project has been under design for about a year. The town is using grant funds to design that, and we have a schematic plan that seems to be acceptable to all parties. So at this time, we thought it would be a good idea to refer that to the Planning Commission for an 824 review for the new infrastructure that would be built under that project.
Thank you. So at this point, we'll just look at that item, which is the town engineer's office's proposed sewer on Main Street and Access Road and the pump station at the former Army Engine Plant property. I'm looking for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to refer to the Planning Commission for 824 review, the Main Street and Access Road pump station, which is the former Trafford Army Engine Plant property.
Do we have a second?
May I make a question? Can we ask questions? Or
We would.
So I just have a few questions.
First we're going to get a second, and then we
Okay.
open up for discussion. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Now we're going to open that up for discussion.
They'll be part of the site plan development, site plan approval for the new development. That'll be on the plan. It'll be, it's a public meeting. The Planning Commission meets in public. I don't know that they won't be having a public hearing on it, as far as I know.
Will we know who's going to be doing the work or doing the planning and developing for that?
No, planning.
The actual people who are going to move the pumps, and who will we be able to know?
No, we really don't know that at this time. It's really, from Planning Commission, they're just thinking big picture. Is this a good thing for the town's future development to have this infrastructure in place?
Is there a timeline on it?
For the construction? It would be, coincident with the development of the property. This is one of the things that would have to start early on in the redevelopment, so
What a timeline are we talking?
well, I can't really say because I don't know.
I just want to keep
There's
an
a
eye
lot of
on it.
unknowns about how this actually gets implemented, but, I would say They're doing a demolition project now. That's, I think, supposed to be 12 to 24 months. So it would probably, this part of that infrastructure, might be
So would any of the
12
area
to
be-
36 months.
So would there be any risk factors for extreme flooding or anything like that when it's not in operation?
No, so the current infrastructure will remain in place until the new infrastructure is constructed and accepted.
Okay.
And then the old infrastructure can be abandoned. The old infrastructure is working, and will continue to work. This is not for storm drainage, this is for sanitary sewage. So
Okay.
these infrastructure is not
It's not tied
anything to
to
do with flooding.
Okay, all right, that's what I didn't understand. All right, thank you.
And just as a formality, we send it to the planning commission for the 8-24 review, and then it comes back to the council. So this isn't the last step, it's just the process. Yeah. Is there any other questions?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, the grant that the town has received for the study so far, do you have a projected cost of how much the town would possibly be looking at in terms of spending once we get past that? Or is the cost moving forward going to be on the developer versus Stratford residents?
I don't think that's been fully answered yet. So I can't say. I know that it's not something that's currently funded for the construction phase. So right now, we're just doing the design. We're seeing, we've done the schematic design, and we're asking for the planning commission to say this is a good thing to do, and then we take it from there.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? At this moment, we're just passing it to the planning commission for an 8-24 review. Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Next item is the town engineer's office is the proposed sewer connection at 170 Orinoak Lane development. Can you give us a brief overview, Mr. Casey?
Yes, we have a request to tie in the development at 170 Orinoak. This is an 11-unit condominium-style single-family residential development. It's been approved by the Planning Commission. If you remember, a couple months ago, this was brought before you, and the zoning commission hadn't approved the final plan yet, but they have since approved it. So the development's approved for 11 units with 3 bedrooms each for a 33-bedroom development for an average daily flow of 4,950 gallons per day, with a peak of 19,800 gallons per day, which equates to about 0.2 MGD, million gallons per day. So I think we're just asking for that development to be approved at this time.
Thank you. So the planning commission approved and the zoning commission approved. Now it's passed to the WPCA. I'm looking for a motion to refer this, sorry, wrong one. I'm looking for a motion in regard to the sewer connection at the 170 Orinoak Lane development. Do we have a second? Is there any discussion or questions? Ms. Whittam? If you don't mind it, when you're not talking, could you just turn off your microphones, please?
Mr. Casey, I just noticed that it was originally approved for 1, and now it's up to 11. Just can you explain how we went from 1 to 11? I think 1 was the church, and then,
So this is, the church is the next item, but this item, there was a single-family house on the property, and several years ago, the property owner requested the sewer to be extended up to that house so that the one house could be connected. So the WPCA approved the sewer extension, and they approved the one connection, but the property has now been proposed and approved for development of a larger multifamily development. So that's why you've approved the one for the single-family house that has always been there, and now you're approving the development.
thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? So moved. Next item, Mr. Casey. The town engineer's office is proposed the sewer connection to 600 Silver Lane Development. If you don't mind, Mr. Casey, will you give us a brief overview?
Yeah, so this property is another multifamily site development project. The site currently has an existing single-family house and a old former church building. The church is being proposed to be renovated into apartments, and the rest of the property would be developed into single-family dwelling units within in a condominium-style arrangement. So the net number of bedrooms for this is the same as the other one we just approved. It's 33 bedrooms, which would consist of 6 apartments and 9 single-family homes. So the peak flows that I mentioned before are the same, turns out.
Thank you. This time, looking for a motion in regard to the sewer connection at the 600 Silver Lane development.
Alma, okay.
Mr. Aurelia?
At 600 Silver Lane.
And I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Gibson. Is there any discussion, any questions? Seeing none, put this to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Item 4 on the agenda, report of the Water Pollution Control Plant Superintendent. Mr. Hyde.
Good evening, Chairman and Board. As you've seen the report, the plant is doing fabulous, considering the weather this year and the way we started off. We're back on track. All is good. For new business, the motor for the aeration blower number 3 has failed, which we had predicted it would be. Last year, we started a process of rebuilding 1 per year for the 3 blowers, 3 years. We pulled it out, sent the motor out for analysis to see if we should replace or repair it. The motor replacement cost is $42,000. It was determined that it was not worth rebuilding. It was well worn out. Work had been done on this motor prior. $42,000 plus shipping and rigging for removal and installation. As I said, we replaced the aeration blower number 2 last year. Hope to do the 3rd one next summer, fall. And I request to use up to $50,000 from account 389386641 capital outlay contingency to purchase and install a new replacement motor for aeration blower number 3.
Thank you. So the action item from the Water Pollution Control Plant is the proposed new replacement motor for aeration blower number 3. I'm looking for a motion in regard to the request to use up to $50,000 from account number 389386641, capital outlay contingency, to purchase and install a new replacement motor for the aeration blower number 3.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the request to use up to $50,000 from the account as specified by both yourself and Mr. Hyde to purchase and install a new replacement motor for aeration blower number 3.
Mr. Chairman, I second that.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Through you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes?
Thank you. Could you remind me or the general body, what is the warranty when one of these items happens to be replaced?
If it was rebuildable and worth doing, it would have a 1-year warranty on it. The new motor will have a 3-year warranty on it.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Item 5, the attorney's report. Attorney Marino, do you have anything to report?
No report, Mr. Chairman.
No report. There was nothing on the agenda for old business. 7, new business. On the agenda, it lists a preliminary discussion of infrastructure improvement. However, there is no items to review at this time. The next WPCA meeting is scheduled for September 23rd, 2024. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.